Mike Nattrass, MEP, now independent. Why did you decide that you had to make the decision to leave UKIP?
For some time, some of us have been trying to reform UKIP from the inside. Some of us feel that things aren't exactly progressing in a democratic way, and we are very concerned that the leader has taken it upon himself to dominate all policy, to dominate all media, and also to tell people when or when not they are allowed or not to stand for the Parliament. Now, I've already been scotched. Apparently I don't interview well. Apparently I'm not a good enough character. I work hard in my constituency. That's my view. Shouldn't that have been put to the local UKIP electorate, who are my constituents as well as my members, to decide whether or not they thought I'd done a good job over the last 10 years? Or should it be for Nigel Farage and his friends? And it's his friends I worry about, because they are taking over all of the MEP spaces. Now, he denies that, but the final straw came last week in Strasbourg. Round a table, there were 7 MEPs plus Nigel, so that's 8, and he declared that, amongst other things, candidates would not be allowed at the count of local members' votes, because we're all voting for the list. I'm excluded already, but half of the remainder are in the vote. They were excluded from the count. And I said, you can't exclude people from the count. And he said, but we are. And when we have the figures verified, the NEC can change the order of those elected. So in other words, Nigel, because he controls the NEC, can then say, oh, I don't really like the way the membership have voted, and I think my friend A should be at the top of the list and my friend B at the second, and so on and so on and so on. Forget about the wishes of the membership. This is what I believe, because I am the great leader. Sorry, that is not how a democratic party works, nor one that believes in freedom and democracy, and that's what UKIP are supposed to represent.
The party says that it's sour grapes on your part, that it's you didn't get selected as a candidate, you didn't make the short list, and that's why you're unhappy with the process and you're making these statements. What do you say to that?
I say this, that's history. They've already barred me out, and they did that through their hitmen. They have Crowther, the chairman, and another guy, Reeve, who does that sort of thing on his behalf. There is hitman. I've already been taken out. This is the next phase. I'm trying to help other people now who I can see are going to be in my situation, where they're going to be barred out for no fault of their own. And they're going to be popular with the members because they'll have the votes, but they still won't be able to stand because Nigel Farage has said, sorry, the vote doesn't really count. Now, that isn't democracy, and I have to stand up for those people and say that.
What are you going to do next then? What are you going to do when this election comes around?
Well, be sure that I'll be standing in the West Midlands come hell or high water, because I am angry, and I will stand, because I've been standing there now for 10 years. I try to look after the constituents, and I hope they appreciate that. I had 1,100 news hits in 12 months. Not the same story always, but, 40 newspapers might carry the same press release. 1,100, that's more than anybody in UKIP except for Nigel Farage. So how can he say I haven't been doing my job?
So what are you going to do then? Are you going to stand as an independent, or
Yes.
are you thinking about forming a new party?
I won't be forming a new party, I don't think. I might, but I don't think. And I will be standing on the 22nd of May. And more than that at the moment I don't know, because I am obviously looking at my options, and I'm also consulting my constituents and members of UKIP who in themselves are very dissatisfied. I've had a great many emails on this subject.